Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. We get you.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Let us now enter into the next segment, where we will understand some of the various revelations made by Devi Parashakti over the last several months. So as we know, Devi has been continuously manifesting for blessing us, guiding us, and ensuring that we are staying protected during this pandemic. Recently, Devi has revealed the 8 methods to protect yourself from coronavirus. Let us now enter into the segment and understand each of these methods and how each method alone has so many benefits and the science behind each method. Let us enter into the segment and begin understanding what these 8 methods are. Yes. So as we wait for the slide, let us understand how we can ask our questions to Devi Parashakti. If you are also interested in having any of your personal prayers answered directly by Devi Parashakti, you can ask your question in all of the various social media platforms. So now let us understand what Devi has revealed about these 8 methods to protect yourself from corona. And in the Guru Padaka Stotram, composed by Adi Shankaracharya, the very first verse describes how the Guru Padaka, the sacred feet of the Guru, is the boat that helps us cross the Ananta Samsara Samudra, the seemingly endless ocean of samsara or suffering.
So the first verse of the Guru Padaka Sutra beautifully says, Ananta samsara samudratara naukayitabhyam guru bhaktitabhyam vairagya samrajyata pujanabhyam namo namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam. And the translation for this verse says, salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which is the boat which helps me cross the endless ocean of life, which endows me with the sense of devotion to my Guru, and by worship of which I attain the dominion of renunciation.
Many of us have been feeling stuck in the same storming and raging ocean, being unable to navigate ourselves and lost in the overwhelming vastness of the suffering that surrounds us during the pralaya, the Great Deluge. Our loved ones are dying due to the pandemic. Our homes are being destroyed due to natural disasters, and social institutions are crumbling around us. The whole of humanity is in desperate and dire need of hope.
And the Cosmic Mother comes to elevate the suffering of humanity.
It is at this time that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the incarnation of the cosmic superconsciousness out of his love and compassion, having taken responsibility for the superconscious breakthrough of the whole of humanity, is manifesting Devi Parashakti, the cosmic mother, and guiding and healing the whole world as literally the boat that sails us through this pralaya, the cosmic deluge. Devi Parashakti is herself manifesting through the Nijavatara and answering each and every one of our prayers, granting boons, healing us, manifesting miracles, removing all of our pain and suffering. And Devi has not just attended to us individually, but also as a humanity at large.
And Devi Parashakti has guided the whole humanity in the form of revelations of profound sacred secrets of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, showing us the future regarding global issues, the COVID pandemic, natural disasters such as fires, floods, etc., and even the twisted human conspiracies and underground wars, which have not surfaced to common knowledge as yet.
And in this segment, we will be elaborating on the statistical, scientific, and scriptural references of each sacred revelation which has manifested precisely as the same guidance emerged from Devi Parashakti for us to imbibe deeply and start following as Devi Parashakti continues to protect us until the storm ends and we are safely harbored at the shore of our consciousness.
So let us see the revelations made by Devi Parashakti on the 8 methods to protect yourself from coronavirus, revealed on the 30th of April 2021.
Yes, so let us first watch this video of these revelations.
Parashodasi Meenakshi, Parameshwari Meenakshi, Parashakti Meenakshi, இங்கு எழுந்து அருளினோம் எல்லோர்க்கும் ஞானமும் தன்மையும் தந்திட நன்மையெல்லாம் அளித்திட நாமே வந்தோம் இங்கு கைலாசத்தின் சுவாமினியாய் பரமசிவன் கிரகத்திருந்து நம் அனுக்கிரகத்தினால் நித்யானந்தன் விக்கிரகமாய் மலர்ந்தோம் உங்கள் எல்லோருக்கும் நல்லதை செய்திட நன்மையை சொல்லிட தர்மார்த்த காம மோக்ஷம் எனும் புருஷார்த்தங்கள் நாளும் பொங்கி மலர்ந்திட வந்தேன் இங்கு மாந்தர்கள் கொடுந்தொற்று கொரோனா கண்டு அஞ்ச வேண்டாம் 8 வழியின் மூலமாகவும் எண்ணத்தில் தியானித்து என்னை பிரார்த்தித்தல் ஒன்று சமூக வலைதளங்கள் மூலமாய் என்னை சரணடைதல் 2 எங்கெல்லாம் என் மகமாய் வடிவத்தில் நான் குடிகொண்டிருக்கின்றேனோ அங்கெல்லாம் பூமிதித்து என்னை வழிபடுவது 3 நெஞ்சில் மஞ்சள் தடவி வேப்பம் சாரருந்தி தினந்தோறும் என்னை தியானிப்பது 4 நிர்விகல்ப நிலையிருந்து நித்யானந்தத்தை நிறைத்து உயிர்வது 5 சிவ 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 எனும் பிரபஞ்ச பெரும் நாதத்தை அஜபா ஜபமாய் நிகழ்த்தல் 6 நிறைவான பூரண மனத்தோடு வாழைப்பழத்தோலும் வெங்காயமும் குதிகாலில் வைத்து பத்திட்டு நித்திரையில் அடங்குவது 7 பூரணமாய் பரிபூரணமாய் அருணாச்சல ஸ்மரணையில் நினைப்பும் மறப்பும் அருந்த உணர்வு ஸ்மரணையில் அகம் அகம் என ஸ்புரிக்கும் அருணாச்சல ஸ்மரணையில் ஆனந்த ஸ்புரணத்தில் இருப்பது 8 எனும் 8 முறையிலும் என எண்ணியோர் அத்துணை பேருக்கும் இல்லை கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் தாக்கமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் பயமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் மயக்கமும் வாழ்வீர்கள் வளத்தொடு நல் ஞானம் யோகத்தொடு நாமே நிம்மோடு நானே நீயாய் நீயே நானாய் நல்வாழ்வு வாழ்வீர்கள் 8 1 செய்தாலும் கொரோனா உங்களை எட்டவிடாது காப்பு.
Yes. Let us now understand Devi Parashakti's revelation math in English. The Devi revealed the 8 methods to protect yourself from corona. The first method that Devi revealed is by praying Let us look at Devi Parashakti's revelations map into English. Oh, humans, don't be scared of the deadly infection corona. Through these 8 ways, praying and meditating on, surrendering to me through social media, wherever I am residing, worshiping me by doing fire walking, applying turmeric in the chest, drinking juice, and meditating on every day, being in the unclutched state, filling with eternal bliss. Doing the Ajaba of the cosmic sound, Shiva, 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 with complete mind, applying banana peel and onion in the heels and going to sleep, and being in the state beyond any remembrance or forgetting, in the Arunachala Spurana that blossoms as Aham, Aham, in the state of Ananda Spurana. Everyone who thinks on through these 8 ways, they will not have effects of corona. They don't have fear and delusion of corona. You will live with prosperity, with wisdom and fortune. Me with you, you as me as you. You will live a good life, even if you do one of these 8 ways. I will protect you. Corona will not reach you. Don't have fear, O people. Be blissful.
And in this revelation, Devi Parashakti has revealed 8 methods to protect all of humanity from COVID-19. So we are now going to see the benefits and the science behind each and every method that Devi Parashakti has.
The first method is by praying and meditating on Devi Parashakti.
The 12 science-based benefits of meditation has been published by Healthline, and it says, so it gives 12 benefits. First, that it reduces stress, it controls anxiety, promotes emotional health, enhances self-awareness, lengthens attention span, may reduce age-related memory loss, can generate kindness, may help fight addictions, improves sleep, helps control pain, can decrease blood pressure, and accessible anywhere. So these are the 12 based benefits of meditation that is published by Healthline.
And a detailed study conducted by the US Department of Health and Human Services has found that meditation has a direct impact on our physical as well as our mental health.
And another study by Cambridge University Press reiterates that the necessity of meditation during times of crisis, such as COVID-19. So here you can see the study done by Cambridge University Press.
A research published in Everyday Health has shown how prayer and spirituality protects emotional health. It offers a bigger sense of purpose. It provides social support. It lifts the spirit, and it can help you cope with difficulties. And a September 2015 report published in Health Psychology found that when researchers followed 191 people with congestive heart failure for 5 years, they found that those who reported feeling spiritual peace and who also made some healthy lifestyle changes were significantly more likely to live longer than their peers. And people with major depressive disorders or chronic medical illnesses who report high levels of religiosity, which includes daily spiritual religious rituals, generally become more optimistic than their peers. This was found in a study published in July 2015 in Depression and Anxiety magazine. You can see how spirituality and prayer have so many benefits to both our emotional and our mental health.
So let us now see a video where the avatar himself directly demonstrates how meditation impacts the brain.
Nithyananda participates and encourages scientific researchers to derive evidences for meditation and healing through meditation. Dr. R. Murli Krishna, President, COO, Integris Mental Health and James L. Hall Jr., Center for Mind, Body and Spirit, Oklahoma in US, and his team invited Nithyananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation and the state of his enlightenment.
When Swamiji came, I have requested him to do one thing. I asked him, would you be willing to undergo some scientific investigation of the meditation process? He very cheerfully agreed without one complaint. He went for 3 repeat sessions for PET scanning and 3 repeat sessions for quantitative EEG sessions. And these are really not very easy tests to go through. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of willingness to do that. So we did that, because if a meditation process is doing something to your brain, we should be able to detect that. Scientific findings are verifiable. They're replicable. You can replicate them, duplicate them. So Swamiji went through those sessions, and we found some interesting findings.
In PET scan, they inject a radioactive dye which goes and sits in parts of the brain that are active. In the normal, non-meditative state, the brain is very active. And when we are seeing someone, the rear end of the brain, the visual cortex, is very active, as shown in the diagram.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there. But what meditation does is something very interesting. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. The second one is 30 minutes into 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light it up. They light it up big time. 60 minutes of deep meditation, and here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here, right in the middle, probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches deeper. What's interesting was, Swami was inside, and that's the last part of that one. See that light right here? So what's interesting was I've never seen that before in my life, so the other parts I've seen may not be to the extent that Swamiji showed, but this is something interesting. There is something called dopamine, which is a chemical our brain is involved in. Dopamine is produced mostly in this area. And when you have any pleasurable feeling in your body, it is mediated through dopamine. It's a neuroreceptor. It's a chemical that transmits messages of pleasure. It basically evokes pleasure chemical. You eat the same thing with visual pleasures you have. Beautiful people, beautiful sceneries, nature, whatever gives you pleasure. It's mediated through dopamine. Everything that human being experiences involves dopamine. But what's interesting is that you and I have the potential to create our own dopamine in a big way. So I named it, for lack of a word in the past, the D spot, which is the dopamine spot. If you can discover your D spot, you got it made in life. The D really stands for divine spot. The D also stands for delight, and the dopamine spot. What's also interesting is that he could, at will, go in and out of those states. Those are some of the findings I want to share with you. There's so much more talk about physiology of mind and brain and the body. It's a fascinating field that this is something that all human beings can relate to, can apply in our own lives. Not only a sophisticated knowledge, but these things have application in daily life for all of us.
Nithyananda's system of free healing, known as Nithya Spiritual Healing, has been baffling the medical world, curing diseases from migraine to cancer. Qualified people are also initiated to become healers. The complete report of the research conducted on Nithyananda's neurological system can be found in the book Mystic Phenomena, Scientific Data.
Yes, and now that we've understood the effects of meditation on our minds, let us understand what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revealed as the best way to reduce your stress through prayer. So to understand the benefits of prayer as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
If you are not allowed to do yoga, made to believe early morning sleep is the best thing in your life, you are tortured, you are abused, your divine rights are violated. If you are constantly inspired to do yoga early morning, Brahma Muhurta time, and everyday puja, sit that 30-40 minutes and melt down by feeling connection. Understand? Nothing can be compared to prayer to bust your stress. I tell you, prayer is the best stress buster. Deep feeling connection and tears rolling in your eyes and melting down. Prayer to Paramashiva. Intense yearning, Vyakulata, talking to Paramashiva, relating to Paramashiva. Nothing can be compared to that to bust your stress. I tell you, every day puja is an ultimate recharging experience. If you do every day puja, the kind of the stress-free life you will live, your whole biological clock will be aligned to Kailasa. I tell you, I have seen the people who have the habit of Nitya Puja live long. Not just long, happy. In my whole life, it is Nitya Puja, Puja, that gave me all the best things of life. Every day puja, relating with the deities is the best stress buster. Touch the deities, do decoration, dress up. Even now, my best time of the day is when I sit with my deities. When I sit with my deities, dress up the deities, jewel them, spend time with them, talk to them, intensely pray, deeply connect and pray. Understand, you do not know the power of Archavatara. God landing in physical deity form. Never underestimate the power of Archavatara. The Archavatara is equivalent to living avatara. What living avatar can do to you, an Archavatara can do. Atma Linga I am giving to all of you is literally living Archavatara. It's a piece of God. Literally.
So now that we've understood how prayer can have such a healing effect on us, have so many health benefits, and how meditation can also have so many benefits for our both physical as well as our mental health, let us now look at the other methods that Devi Parashakti has revealed. You can surrender to Devi Parashakti through social media.
So during the Akashic readings, Devi Parashakti gives us the opportunity to connect with her through various social media platforms and attends to each and every one of us individually to our prayers and showers us with blessings and goods. So let us now see how we can connect with Devi Parashakti through social media.
And if you would like to ask your questions using YouTube, you can go ahead and become a member of Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda YouTube channel. And it's a very simple process. You can just go to YouTube and go to the Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda YouTube channel and click the join button. Once you have joined as a member, you can ask your questions in the live video in the comment section during the live Parashakti Akashic reading.
And on Facebook, you can like and follow Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam Facebook page. And you can ask your comments in the live chat box.
And you can also follow @Nithyananda on Twitter and ask your questions in the reply section of the tweet with the hashtag #AskTheAvtar.
And on Instagram, you can follow Sri Nithyananda and you can ask your questions in the comments.
And the last way is by asking your questions via WhatsApp. So you can search kailasa.org and you will see a WhatsApp chat box that pops up. So you can ask questions in the WhatsApp chat box. And all of your questions will be displayed to Devi Parashakti, and you can be rest assured that Devi Parashakti will attend to each and every one of your prayers and answer every one of your wounds. And we've already heard from so many disciples and devotees who have had miraculous healing experiences, who've had various miracles in their life just from one blessing from Devi Parashakti. So you too can receive these blessings from Devi directly and ensure that you and your family are protected from coronavirus during this pandemic. Now let us watch a short clip of Devi blessing.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள். ஓம் ஓம் ஓம்.
யாதுமாகி நின்றாய் காளி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் காளி ஓம் சக்தி, ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி ஓம் சக்தி.
Which Devi Parashakti has revealed for protecting yourself from corona. And the next method that we have is by worshiping Devi, by doing the fire walking wherever she resides. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revealed that fire walking is an alchemy process. And in the words of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, our rishis and munis have been adepts and masters in every field, whether health or keeping the society safe, and in every field. So all the pratams, the pujas, the spiritual techniques, the religious rituals, anything they design is highly scientific and directly useful to the life. Coronavirus will not affect you at all, because that fire walking time, that small blisters you get, just shoot up your whole immunity. That power, the power to protect yourself from any virus or any problem. It's actually a powerful technique. It's a very powerful technique followed in those days, especially during this season.
And especially that is done very traditionally, systematically. If you had even small blisters, and even if you did not have any blisters, you are protected already from corona. You will not be affected at all. Corona will not work on you. It will not affect you. And don't worry. It is a traditional way of making you immune. Actually, it's a traditional vaccination process. It's 11 feet length. The burning live charcoal on which you are supposed to walk with the traditional powerful music which activates your lymph system. That mukulam, we call it in the back of the neck. This music will feel like it is hitting the back of your neck and the whole detox system will be awakened. In that peak altered state of consciousness, you should walk on fire. Not just like that, you will walk. You will first awaken, trigger the detox system, and then walk on the fire. 11 feet fire pit.
If you do one fire walking, you are absolutely protected from corona. Pray to Mahamari and do the fire walking. That is it. It is like a traditional, powerful vaccination. Pray to Parashakti Mahamari and do the Pachepatni Vratam. Do this traditional fire walking, and you are absolutely protected from coronavirus. No need to panic. Traditional vaccination, traditional, natural, organic, no bad side effect vaccination is the Hindu fire walking. Now let us watch the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism reveal the science behind fire walking.
All these transmutation processes means balancing the system and awakening the whole consciousness to your whole body is what I call transmutation processes. Some parts of your body becomes insensitive to the existence because of the job it is doing, like a feet. Because of the continuous walking, it becomes insensitive. Your cheeks, how they are sensitive, they don't become they lose sensitivity to the reality. But for a complete Kundalini awakening, your whole body needs to be alive and experiencing the reality and ability to experience the higher consciousness. That is the reason we have the process of fireworking.
And now, let us watch a video, the unseen tips of firewalking by the Supreme Pontiff himself.
சத்தியம் காத்திடும் உத்தமத்தியே சத்குருவாய் வந்த நித்திய தாயே வேதங்கள் வணங்கிடும் ஆதியும் நீயே ஜோதிமலையிலே அவதரித்தாயே அவனியை பேணும் ஞானமும் நீயே அக்னி வடிவிலே அருள் புரிந்தாயே தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி தீனிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்தத்தியே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி கர்மங்களை கொன்றிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய் கர்மங்களை கொன்றிட வந்தாய் நித்யானந்த தர்ம மண்ணில் வென்றிட வந்தாய் தீயினிலே பிறந்தவளே நித்ய ஆனந்த தீயே நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி
And science has also established how firewalking is beneficial for us. A study conducted by the U.S. National Study of Medicine's and the National Institute of Health regarding the various effects and benefits of firewalking found that firewalking increases levels of happiness and lowers fatigue levels in people who participated in firewalking compared to those who did not participate in firewalking.
And now let us look at the fourth method, which is applying turmeric on your chest, drinking neem juice, and meditating on Devi Parashakti every day.
Let us watch the benefits of neem juice as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff.
Bididi. It is not, I'm not talking from air, I'm talking from ground. In Bididi, before we came to that land, 30 borewells were dug, no water. Now, from the day we came till now, we have water for 10,000 people to live comfortably in that very land. It's only pouring, pouring Karumari's grace wherever we started ashram. Nature completely cooperates because we know biology, whole biology thinks. If you are having bitter relationships in your life, just start drinking bitter neem juice every morning. The problem will be solved. Understand, if you are irritated, even if you don't react, even if you don't talk to people, you release that kind of vibes. Take Haritaki, you will see you release sweet kind of vibes. Take neem juice, you release healing, compassionate vibes. A woman who applies neem powder and takes bath, who applies turmeric powder and takes bath, is equivalent to Karumari Mahamayi. That neem paste and turmeric powder, if a woman takes bath with that, she is equivalent to Mahamayi. She is embodiment of Karumari because she will be manifesting that same vibes of Karumari. I sincerely recommend people start doing all these activities like applying neem paste and taking bath, applying haritaki powder and taking bath, applying turmeric powder and taking bath, applying basma and taking bath, especially for men, basma, for women, neem paste and turmeric paste. All four can be used by both all genders. That is different. If you want specific, I'll recommend the neem and turmeric for female body, haritaki and basma for male body. Understand, your whole biology things. Working on whole biology changes the whole life. So, now with this understanding the whole biology things, think Mahavagya. This is Ajapa Ajapa. Think Mahavagya. With the understanding your whole biology thinks. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Blessings to all of you. Start manifesting powers now.
Yes, and science has also studied the benefits of turmeric extensively, and it's very well known for its anti-inflammatory effects. Curcumin has been shown in the last 2 decades to be a potent immunomodulator agent that can modulate the activation of T cells, B cells, macrophages, neutrophils, natural killer cells, and dendritic cells, which are all immune cells. And curcumin can also downregulate the expression of various pro-inflammatory cytokines and chemokines. So this research shows that turmeric can modulate the activation of various immune cells as well as enhance the body's antibody response. So this actually strengthens the immune system and will help you stay healthy and be able to maintain an active lifestyle.
And a study given by India.com has said that neem can help you in fighting against coronavirus. And it says that an important part of Ayurveda is neem and can be effective in dealing with the novel coronavirus infection. And turmeric and neem is also effective against coronavirus, says a KGMU study. And now let us look at the fifth step, where with a complete mind, you can apply banana peel and onion on your heels before going to sleep.
So you can, like this picture shows, you can put an onion and banana peel around your heel, and you can put a sock over it before you go to sleep, and you can sleep with that, and this will completely detoxify your body, and as Devi Parashakti has revealed, will protect you from coronavirus. And according to article published in Medical Daily, the benefits of onion for our health have been highlighted, and it states that onion contains a high amount of sulfur compounds, which not only give onion the recognizable smell, but also it is a powerful detoxifying agent, and with over 100 sulfur containing compounds that cause the eyes, which is what causes the eyes to water. Onion can help prevent and treat many ailments from diabetes to heart disease, which is why it's very well known in Ayurveda for its medicinal benefits and is primarily used for its medicinal benefits in Ayurveda. And the sulfur-based compounds found in onion have been reported to have a range of health benefits, which include anti-carcinogenic properties, antiplatelet activity, antithrombotic activity, anti-asthmatic activity, and antibiotic effects.
So now let us look at the sixth step, where being unclutched and in a state filled with eternal bliss.
Let us understand the science of unclutching as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
The brain is the organ which controls our whole physical being. Once our brain has been imbalanced, it will then transmit that imbalance throughout the whole body. Thought forms are pure energy that have the ability to influence people and everyday events in life. According to science, our brains generate an electromagnetic field which may be measured by such instruments as an encephalograph. This electromagnetic field is generated by the brain every time we think, and as our mind is never still, we may be compared to perpetual power generators. Fear produces nervous disorders. Anger produces headaches and violence. Confused thoughts produce congestion and ill health. Depression causes cancer, tumors, mental diseases, and lowering of the immune system, causing death through own willpower. Our thoughts generate intricate energy patterns which can be detected by sensitive equipment and seen by clairvoyant individuals. These energy patterns are known as thought forms. Surprisingly, thought forms are shaped by the thoughts themselves. Each of us creates hundreds of thought forms every hour and release them into the environment. Although we cannot see them, the thought forms have as real an existence as any other form of energy. Most people can sense others' thought forms, and a continuous energetic exchange happens between people, about which we are usually unaware. This also explains why we sometimes take a sudden liking or dislike to a certain person directly on meeting them. We just catch their vibes. Unclutching is a guide for equanimity and enlightenment. Thoughts are like bubbles in a fish tank. Just as bubbles in a fish tank rise from the bottom, our thoughts also rise in the same manner. When one bubble comes and reaches the surface of the water, the next bubble starts and the third bubble starts. Because the bubbles are rising at high speed, they look like a continuous stream. But our mind is not a continuous stream. There is always a gap between two thoughts. Like the bubbles, we also experience a neutral space between two thoughts. This neutral space between two thoughts is our original state, the pure silence. It is a state of pure consciousness, the state of God. Since the gap or the neutral space between two thoughts is too small, we think all thoughts are connected and form a shaft. But there is always a gap between two thoughts. In the forest of northern India, the hunters trap the birds using a trap. They tie a rope between two trees. The rope is the shaft that we create by connecting two thoughts. In the middle of the rope, they secure a wooden stick. The stick is our mind. The rope is tied at the midpoint of the stick. When a bird comes and sits on the stick, the bird's own weight turns the whole stick upside down. It turns topsy-turvy. The moment it turns upside down and loses its sense of balance, it feels totally shaken and tightens its grip on the stick. It simply holds onto the stick as if its life depends on it. Similarly, we connect thoughts and form a shaft out of it and live in the fear that if we drop our mind, we might be lost. We might lose our identity. Because it is hanging upside down, it thinks, if I unclutch from this stick, I will fall and die. Is similar to the fear that if we start trusting that we are unconnected, unclutched, independent and illogical thoughts, we might be lost. If the bird lets go and relaxes, it may flutter to balance for a moment or two. When it leaves the stick, maybe for a few seconds it will fall, but then it will adjust itself and start flying. In the same way, we hold on to whatever we think is our identity and security, our education, our mind, our life, our relationships, or our bank balance. Ultimately comes to remove the stick that is our identity. Just like the bird, we don't realize that if we drop our mind, at that moment we can become a Paramahamsa. That very moment we can be liberated. In Mundaka Upanishad, there is a story which explains, there is a huge tall tree, and in the tallest branch of the tree, there is a golden bird sitting unclutched from everything in bliss, like Dakshinamurti. In the lower level branch, there is a small bird which jumps from here and there to various branches eating fruits. When it eats a bitter fruit, it feels bad. Whenever she eats the bitter fruit, She sees the bird which is looking above, silently, like Dakshina Murti, and feels why I should not be like that bird. But unfortunately, when the same bird, when it eats tasty fruit, it forgets the bird sitting above it. In the same way, she keeps battling between branches, eating bitter and tasty fruits again and again. One day, as a small bird flies up higher, and as it reaches near the golden bird, it realized that he and she are the same. There is no difference between them both and realizes her original state. The small bird realizes that she also can be in the same state of the golden bird and become a Paramahamsa. This moment, trust yourself. Don't bother about losing your identity. Just trust yourself and let go of your identity. You will immediately become a Paramahamsa and be liberated. All you need to do is to trust that you're unclutched. Dropping the conclusions you can't be transformed is unclutching.
So you can also experience this state of unclutching by sitting with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line, closing your eyes, and intensely chanting the Mahavakya. You can also play the Mahavakya off of YouTube. And during this time, do not engage with any thoughts or emotions. Purely let the space of unclutching manifest in you and chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. And you can do this at a time which is convenient for you. We will, whenever you have a moment in your day and you want to spend a few moments unclutching, you can go ahead and go through this process and experience this blissful state. So we will be moving into the next method and understanding what is the next method that Devi Parashakti has revealed to protect yourself from COVID-19.
So the seventh method is through the Ajapa Japa of the cosmic sound Shiva Shiva Shiva.
A study conducted by the US National Library of Medicine on the benefits of chanting clearly establishes how the Ajaba Ajaba, the chanting, has a direct and positive benefit for the physical health and mental well-being. The study correlates this chanting of the Ajaba Ajaba to the vagus nerve stimulation used as a treatment for depression and epilepsy. Here you can see the study.
And the study conducted by Dr. Masuramoto establishes that human intentions, words, or thoughts can change the molecular structural formation in water. And this interesting research clearly depicts that how, when the water is being exposed to positive sound vibrations, the molecular formation in the water changes to a pleasant formation, whereas any negative sound, vibration, or words can disfigure or distort the water molecular formation.
And these are the pictorial depictions of how the water molecule formations respond to different words being uttered. So on the top, you can see words, positive words like compassion, thank you, and wisdom, and how the water creates these beautiful crystal structures. However, when negative words or sounds are played to water, such as heavy metal music or words like "I will kill you, you fool," the crystal structure, the structure of water, the formation, the molecular formation of water actually becomes completely disintegrated, disformed, and disfigured, as you can see in the bottom row of photos. So you can imagine what happens inside of your body, which is composed of up to 60% water, when you are chanting the Ajaba Ajaba, the chanting of the powerful sacred mantras, when you can see how beautifully water responds to just saying.
And the Supreme Point of Hinduism says if 10,000 people can do this just for 3 months, we can give such powerful superconscious breakthrough to the whole of humanity because all of us are interconnected. We are not all islands. These are fundamental truths. When you start unclutching, Kailasa starts experiencing the joy of you unclutching. Nothing goes waste in this cosmos. So this is told by the Supreme Point himself. And if you would like to become a part of the Global Unclutching Initiative, you can register at kailasa.tv/minutes for peace and be part of the Global Unclutching Initiative.
And the last method is being in the state beyond any remembrance or forgetting. In the Arunachala Spurana, that blossoms as aham aham in the Ananda Spurana. So continuously being in the state beyond remembrance and forgetting, you will ensure that you are protected from COVID-19. And these 8 methods are independent, standalone methods that you can use to protect yourself, directly revealed by Devi Parashakti, manifesting through the Nijavatar, the Supreme Concept. So now with this, Devi has revealed how just through prayer, the first method that Devi revealed was through prayer and meditating on Devi Parashakti, you can protect yourself from Corona just from praying and meditating on Devi. So in this next segment, we will understand how we can pray to Devi, how we can connect to Devi Parashakti, and understand how to show our love, our devotion, our gratitude for Devi Parashakti for happening in our lives, especially at this time, and our gratitude and love for our very own Guru, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, who is manifesting Devi Parashakti just to heal and bless each and every one of us. So let us now enter into this next segment where we will understand how we can connect with Devi Parashakti more deeply and through the various offerings made to Devi Parashakti. So each of these offerings are not made out of any fear nor out of greed, but just a pure way to show your love, your devotion, and your gratitude for the divine happening in your life. And each of these offerings have various benefits, but ultimately it is out of your sacred sentiment that you will be able to make these offerings. And offerings are a giving of a divine gift of pure love, devotion, and oneness. And it consists of 2 parts, the giving and the accepting. And only when the divine accepts what one offers, the offering becomes complete. Offerings are not made out of fear nor out of greed. But when an avatar lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela, played out for the only purpose of enlightenment.
And today, as we get ready to receive the darshan of Devi Parashakti and eagerly await to receive her with our offerings, let us remember this description of Devi Parashakti, her grace and compassion as described in this Dhyana shloka. This verse says, Indu nibhaveda karavani nayanam syat pankajavara japakshara sarayuktam angahima bhushana vichitra vasanam syat tungamakutojvala manonmani swarupam. And the meaning of this verse, it says, moon-like face, holding Veda books on one hand, fire in eyes, with lotus flower, gracing and blessing hands, and one hand with japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments in wonderful clothes and a shining crown. Her name is Manonmani. And this Manonmani Mulagama shloka from on Manonmani further describes her beauty. It says, Dhyayet Devim Trinetram Shashinibhavadanam Vedahastam Dadhanam
सव्ये पद्मां वरदमपरे चाभयं चाक्षमालां आभरणैर्विभूषिततनुं ब्रह्मादिभिः पूजितां देवीमेव मनोन्मणिं प्रतिदिनं कामार्थधात्रीं शुभाम्. And this verse describes, it says, I meditate on Devi with 3 eyes, glowing like a moon and holding the Veda, the lotus, and gracing and blessing with gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. And the Hindu scriptures also describe the element of gold as a divine element that is used in abundance in all of the rituals and offerings for the divine. Let us now see the Shastra Pramana for the significance of the element of gold. This verse from the Atharva Veda says, Predajutam janmanetam hiranyam agnerekam priyatamam bhaguva somasyaikyam insitasya parapadata apamekam vedasam reta ahutatte hiranyam trividastvaivishe. The translation for this verse: triply born by birth is this gold. From the atoms of Agni is one. It becomes dearest to Agni. One fell away from the Soma when it was hurt. One they call the seed of virtuous and powerful Apa, the watery molecules. Let that triple gold be for your long life. Gold is a divine element in the Hindu tradition. It purifies anything it touches. It is an element of great spiritual significance and spiritual power of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears it and in anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. Gold is present in all scriptures, agamas, Vedas, Shrutis, Smritis, Itihasas, Puranas. In all Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and purest metal, which purifies our very being. In the Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. Ritual feasts were offered in gold bricks. When one was to be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. Kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold. The streets would have huge columns and huge archways made of gold. Horses and cows were dressed in gold. The Hindu civilization thrived on the banks of rivers of gold. Indus River was called Hiranmaya, the river of gold in Rigveda. The river Saraswati was called Hiranyavartini in Atharva Veda. Gold is the supreme element for offering gifts to the ones you love and revere. Temples are constructed and paved in gold. Deities are made in gold and decked and adorned in gold because it preserves the enlightenment energy for thousands of years and it lasts forever. And today, you can make all of your offerings of love and devotion your sacred sentiment for Devi Parashakti as you get ready to receive her darshan. And the first offering is the e-hundi, just as we have the hundi in every temple of India as soon as we visit the temple, where the devotee can offer any coin, any kanika of their choice. We have the e-hundi offering that's available for you to express your love and devotion. So this verse from on Devi Parashakti describes her love for devotion. It says, Bhakti Priya Bhakti Gamya Bhakti Vashya Bhayapaha Shambhavi Sharadharadhya Sharvani Sharmadaini. The translation for the verse says, Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion. She removes all fear. If there's any fear in the minds of devotees, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. Here it is meant the autumn of our lives when thoughts turn more and more inwards. The role of the divine is known and understood clearly. The need for Devi worship becomes stronger. Shambhavi is the consort of Shambhu, Lord Shiva. Sharadharadhya is the one who is worshipped by Devi Sharada herself, Devi Saraswati. Sharvani is the wife of Lord Shiva. In Linga Purana, it says Lord Shiva is called Sharva in his earth form. Sharmadayini is Devi who bestows happiness on devotees. And today you can offer your love and devotion to Devi Parashakti by offering your Kanika in the e-hundi. This offering can be made in any amount of your choice and in multiple currencies.
The next offering is that we have is the Sankalpa chanting, the offering of your conscious resolution to Devi Parashakti. So whatever you may be doing in your life, you will want to set a conscious resolution for that. So when you offer your Sankalpa to Devi Parashakti, Devi will bless and provide all of the energy for you to manifest all of your desires and wishes. And it is stated that the goddess enchants this universe and she herself gives birth to this universe. That God is being prayed to without interest in anything, gives the knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. So you will have the fruition of all your desires and wishes when you offer your sankalpa to Devi Parashakti.
And the next offering that we can make to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu. This is the pure gold coin inscribed with one of the 1,008 names, the sacred names of Devi Parashakti. And the coins can be offered in 3 different denominations, and you can offer any number of 51. Devi is described as Nama Parayana Prita, she who likes repetition of her various names. And this offering of the 1,008 names of Devi Parashakti inscribed on the gold coin.
The goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. So you can offer this pearl finger ring and receive the blessings to be showered by the compassion and pure love of Devi Meenakshi, Devi Parashakti in all of your business endeavors.
The next offering for Devi Parashakti is the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the offering of the gold lotus flower. And the Kamikagama verse, one of the verses in Kamikagama, describes the significance of the lotus flower. And the verse describes as follows. It says, Ashtavidyeshwaropetha Kumbhavarana Samyutam Sarve Sasutra Vastradhya Hema Pankaja Pushitaha Sarpidhannas Sakurascha Pakva Bilva Palaprabha Snapanadhyaya Samsiddha Pramanena Samanvitaha. It says all the kalashas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with new cloth. They should be adorned with a lotus flower made of gold. And there are hundreds of scriptural references in the Hindu scriptures for using the lotus in the worship of Paramashiva. And almost everything in the worship of the ultimate involving the consecration of deities of worship or meditating on the mudras and asanas. And all of these include worship of the lotus flower, including the lotus leaf, lotus pericarp, lotus petals. The lotus is a divine flower in the Hindu tradition. The Shakti of Paramashiva is also called the lotus. Base of Paramashiva Linga is a lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva is also considered a lotus, one who is about to bloom. You can offer the gold lotus in any size that you wish and be blessed to have the state, space, powers, and being of the Devi in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situations in life.
The next offering is the Sparnameti, the gold toe ring, and Devi's toenails are described in this verse. You whose brightness from the toenails destroys the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet. You whose brightness from your 2 feet overpower that of the lotus flower. You can see from this description the power of Devi Parashakti's very toenails. So when you offer this toe ring to Devi and adorn her sacred feet, you will be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessings in even the most difficult aspects of your life.
And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry. In this verse, Devi Parashakti is described in various verses as Sudha Sharabhi Varshini, she who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from the Sahasrara. That is, she gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. The Mangtika represents the nectar overflowing from Sahasrara Chakra, which is fully opened with the sacred sentiment of gratitude. You can offer the Swarna Mangtika to Devi Parashakti and receive blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion. So you can make this offering also on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas.
So the next offering is the Pratikshapada Puja, the most favorite offering of all the devotees and disciples. And of course, we are the most blessed disciples because we have our very own Guru, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, manifesting Devi Parashakti for each and every one of us. And it is described in the Saundarya Lahari, Shloka 83, that the nails of Devi have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of the celestials beings who always prostrate before Devi. Tamoguna is darkness, and in this stotram, tamas is indicative of ignorance in the minds of the devotees. And by constantly prostrating before Devi, the ignorance is removed and they attain knowledge. So you can offer the Pratikshapada Puja to Devi Parashakti and the Supreme Pontiff of your very own Guru and be blessed with the removal of all ignorance from your life and attaining the ultimate knowledge on your path to enlightenment.
And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Vastra Seva, the offering of the sacred cloth. And you can make this offering to Devi Parashakti. The sacred cloth is traditionally offered as a prayer for the blessings for continued protection of the devotee. So you can offer this sacred cloths to Devi Parashakti and be blessed with all the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, Jagadguru Mahasanitanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, who is manifesting who's the Nija avatar of Devi Parashakti, and through whom Devi Parashakti is manifesting in today's darshan. So you can offer this sacred offering and be blessed with the continued protection and auspiciousness and blessings from Devi Parashakti and the Supreme Pontiff of Buddhism himself. And here is a summary of the various offerings being made available on the website for you to express your love, devotion, gratitude, your sacred sentiments, your personal communion with Devi Parashakti. So you can make any of these offerings today. The e-hundi offerings are available for any amount in multiple currencies. The offering of the Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution with your name and the names of your family members can also be offered. And this is the power of the conscious resolution is such that Devi Parashakti answers all your prayers, asked and unasked. And Devi Sahasranama Kasu, the offering of the pure gold coins inscribed with the sacred names of Devi Parashakti. You can offer this in 3 different denominations and any number of coins. The pearl finger ring, the gold ring embedded with pearl, the Mukta Anguti offering can be made also in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, can be offered in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Metti, the gold toe ring for the lotus feet of Devi Parashakti, adorning her divine lotus feet. This offering is also available on the website. The Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry, which represents the overflowing nectar from the Sahasrara. This offering can also be made. And the Seva, the Pratyaksha Pada Puja that can be offered, the divine lotus feet of Supreme Pontiff of Buddhism, and the Vastra Seva, the offering of sacred cloth. All of these offerings can be made to Devi Parashakti on the website. The website is www.kailasamailer.com/sevas.
Just talking about global peace will not work. Working for global peace only is the responsibility of the real living Hindu. Anyone who wants to claim themselves as a Hindu or practicing Hindu should work for global peace. Global peace is our responsibility. Every chant Hindus have the responsibility to bring global peace. So you can also throw a challenge. See, if you are making a Hindu micronation, you can throw this challenge to each one. Your friends, family, 10 people. Let them participate in the challenge and then let them send the challenge to others. So I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus to become founding fathers of Kailasa micronation in your countries. You can also make a challenge, like how they made ice bucket challenge and all that. we can make a challenge. You form Hindu micronation and claim, I am the founding father of the Hindu micronation Kailasa. And then you can invite your family, friends for a challenge. 11 people. You form and you challenge 11 people and they also form and they spread. So let us start spreading. This project is my message on this International Day of Peace. Let us start working for global peace instead of just talking. What the work we do will talk for us. The talk we do will not work for us. This is the message. The work we do will talk for us. The talk we do will not work for us. Global peace is the responsibility of Hindus. We living, practicing Hindus, not only we should achieve the individual peace through unclutching yoga, meditation, we should also create an ecosystem where the global peace starts manifesting. This Kailasa Hindu micronation is the enlightenment ecosystem. I request every living, practicing Hindu to manifest, do it. So the global peace can manifest from these Kailasa Hindu micronations all over the world. Hindus have the responsibility
It is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism mission to receive a conscious world where global issues at the climate, economic, social, health, and humanitarian levels cease to exist for the very root, turning the problems of poverty, hunger, violence, discrimination into powerful living through the experience of oneness. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been working from the very grassroots level to usher in an era of peace at all levels, individual, societal, national, and global. His deep insights into the workings of the human mind, body, emotions have enabled him to powerfully and directly address various social and emotional problems facing humanity today. The crisis we are under and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism contributions, today people around the world are trying to grapple with the grim reality that the pandemic is far from over. The aftermath of the current calamity promises to be much more devastating. The greatest economies of the world are facing disastrous futures. Countries are facing off each other in deep mistrust. Since the beginning of the global lockdown, the amount of contribution and activism of Kailasa has increased multifold. Some of the ways the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism provides spiritual solutions to combat the pandemic and other issues through the Paramashivoham program, the bringing super consciousness breakthrough to the world humanity, the whole humanity. The program is a free online program, about 2 weeks program, and which already addressed for the each individuals, whatever they are facing, and at least 10,000 have attended and have gotten a breakthrough in their lives, in all aspects of their life. And the next is by starting the Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna, that is continuing almost 3 million minutes now for the meditation minutes across the globe. Paramashiva Sankalpa chanting, the sacred Sanskrit mantra chanting to heal 24/7 via Zoom rooms. Spiritual healing to one and all are available 24/7. helping humanity cope with insecurity, fear, disease by empowering individuals to heal themselves and learn to cope up emotions like depression and tough situations in relationships, providing alternative solutions to worldly problems through power manifestation, initiating thousands every day into manifesting innate superhuman capabilities into the Kailasa courtyard sessions, providing healthy solutions like a technique to clear the stomach from the Ayurveda, which ultimately brings clarity to our spiritual truths. In the long term, establishing self-sufficient communities, continuing and intensifying the service of Annadan, the free food, to combat the hunger in Nithyananda Annalayas around the world, including Tiruvannamalai, Los Angeles, and all the Adhinams. Paving the way with the New World Order, starting the agriculture-based communities in Adi Kailas and several other locations. Peacekeepers of Kailasa offering the various life solutions from the teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Offering the Maheshwara Puja, a special puja for the departed soul, to the natural calamities hit victims. Bhava Samadhi Darshan to raise the individual consciousness breakthrough. Devi Parashakti Akashic reading, the cosmic revelations to give solutions to the people. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says, it is important to address the COVID pandemic, which is seeing another wave, destroying many more lives. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says the pandemic fatigue, setting in as a result of continuous lockdown, resulting in delusional ignorance. Holding on to the delusion and supporting this space of delusional decisions leads to delusional arrogance. In Sanskrit, we call Tiro Bhava Sankalpa. The continuous lockdown leads to delusional thoughts like, so what, if I die, it's okay. I can't live forever in this lockdown. Going out, then exposing oneself and putting the risk on yourself and others with irresponsibility and insecurity in the delusional arrogance, which we call Trobhava Sankalpa. So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, spiritual solutions for the COVID-19 for Tirobhava Sankalpa, the society was created with the delusional ideas of too many human beings' blind spots and the decisions are made from these blind spots. The visionary of a civilization or country or nation has blind spots when he develops the vision for it. The whole civilization suffers these blind spots forever. Now, it is the time that nature, Prakriti, resets itself. Many of the blind spot-based visions, ideas become important components of the society. This pralaya which is happening is melting down everything which in delusion-based, the world as we know is gone. Let us celebrate God. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism solutions for COVID-19 are the isolation which is seemingly endless with an unknown future which is compelling humanity to make 100% lifestyle change is something to be deeply dwelled upon. All problems need to be addressed only with the spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions. This stop people having mental breakdown, pandemic fatigue, collapsing, depression, destruction, and also give them the super consciousness breakthrough and revive the enlightened civilization. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continuously gives the spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions. Some of the solution the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has already given and been practicing 24/7 are unclutching the Akhanda Jnana Yajna. 24/7 across continents are following and many centers and practicing completion, a great technique for attaining the individual peace and practicing oneness with the divine and practicing ajapa the continuous repetition of the mantra of Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, and consciously building a deep feeling connection and yoga, puja, and vegetarian diet and nirahara samyama. It's time we all take the responsibility to save the humanity, to protect people from the pandemic fatigue and destruction. Let's try to enrich people for every one of these great spiritual solutions. Open this link, tiny.url.com, unclutching info. This link sharing with as many people as possible. And you can find out this information at your local, wherever you live, at your local centers, adhinams, because all the centers are hosting these sessions. And it is free and open to all. And let us take a few minutes now, share with as many people as possible, and let us save the world. Let us give them the experience of unclutching, Nirvikalpa Samadhi initiation, and save the people from this pandemic fatigue and epidemic fatigue, destruction and delusion. How people help people to have a super consciousness breakthrough and sail through this pandemic. The global COVID virus pandemic has left the whole world desperately looking for answers. Life as it had been experienced even back in February 2020 is no longer recognizable. Drastic change in the order of the day, with people having to redefine their world with new paradigms of economy, society, faith, religion, and health. So blessed are those who have had the greatest fortune to be with the incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and their lives to carry them through this crisis. Global Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna was last few months, and to give the world a super consciousness breakthrough and heal the world from this pandemic. People from 50 countries continuously radiating the space of Paramashiva by practicing the unclutching meditation 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, starting from 13 May India time. 542 people sessions from 13 zones around the world from 50 countries. Every zone started with the chanting of Mahavakya for an hour and the Upanishad and Bhagavad Gita for an hour, and then did the 12 hours straight unclutching. At any given time, the 4 to 8 zones actively unclutching around the world, leaving the mental stress, anxiety, depressive disorders. So join the movement at http://kailasa.tv.minutes for peace. The life solutions based on the ancient Hindu tradition, the meditation and yoga techniques from the scriptures, the cognitions rooted in the highest truths, the lifestyle based on living and radiating the higher values of life, and powerful way of living and radiating one's ultimate potential from the foundation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's teachings, which by their inherent nature provide the foundation for peace on planet Earth. The Minutes for Peace, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism launched the Minutes for Peace initiative with aim to reduce crime globally by conducting the mass meditations around the world in parallel. In 2014, just after 2 years of launching the program, it crossed over 1 billion minutes of meditation. Scientific studies have shown a reduced crime rate after the participation in the meditation and completion techniques. In 1976, it was found that when 1% of community practiced meditation or pujas, the crime rate was reduced by 16% on an average. The current tally on the Minutes for Peace website is more than 4.3 billion cumulative minutes of meditation logged. Include all the events, programs, and festivals where people have gathered in large numbers and participated in meditation and rituals. The total count comes out to be a billion minutes for peace so far. And you can see the pictures here. In about 5,000 devotees gathered and participated in a 48-day meditation program called Shuddhat. And some more contribution from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, that Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has hosted Kumbh Mela in USA and Los Angeles since 2007. Nithyananda Sangha is entrusted as the only organization to host Kumbh Mela outside of India by the Akhila Bharatiya Akhada Parishad. In September 2006, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism organized the first confluence for the world peace to honor the memory of those who lost their lives saving others on September 11, 2001 at Irvine, California, United States. The second conference for peace was held in Los Angeles in 2007 in collaboration with Vedanta Society, BAPS, ISKCON, Siddha Yoga, and other organizations. The Kumbh Mela festival spread fast to other countries, including Australia, Canada, etc. In 2009, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism organized a month-long peace walk covering the 1,000 kilometers and 1,000 villages to bring together in harmony from all walks of life, to promote feeling connection and oneness among people. During the walk, health camps were conducted in villages along its path. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has conducted a large-scale collective meditations on September 21st International Peace Day to raise the collective consciousness and awareness of peace. One of the greatest contribution that Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continues to do is the initiating his disciples into sannyas. The supreme sannyas is our social responsibility. Let us save the Hinduism and humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revitalized the monastic tradition of sannyas by initiating hundreds of people into the Nithyananda monastic order. The all-renouncing monks contribute to the best things to human civilization, living their lives with cognition, life is for others. These monks and nuns act as the harbingers of peace and empowerment for the human society distraught with the violence, depression, and other forms of life negativity. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revived the ancient practice of embarking on pilgrimages. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism also revived the ancient practice of embarking on pilgrimages, the spiritual journeys, taking spiritual aspirants to high-energy sacred spots such as the Himalayas, Kailasa, Varanasi, Angkor, and the various powerful temples of India. Even though the prevalent in India, this practice is rapidly losing its original context, turning into a recreational family vacation. Reviving the original context, spiritual context that Supreme Pontiff has made it possible for modern day human beings to benefit from the spiritual energy present at these centers and accelerate their journey of spiritual evolution, hence ensuring individuals and collective peace as a natural consequence. One of the another great contribution the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism doing from the beginning is the Annadan, that means no hunger project. Through Annalayas, food donation centers, these de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa worldwide, under the guidance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, has served over 2 million organic sattvic vegetarian meals so far, giving free food to all citizens in the economic policy of Kailasa, deriving the reference from Vedas and Agamas. Recently, the humanitarian initiative launched by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the opening of Kailasa's COVID care centers in India, where the monastery campuses have been turned into a multi-layer quarantine facility to safeguard the inmates against any possible point of contact with the outer world. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism opened this service free to all people, regardless of any differences in age, gender, caste, creed, ethnicity, color, or socio-economic status. Food, shelter, internet, and all basic facilities, including medical care, are provided all these Kailasa's COVID care protection centers, free of cost for an indefinite time. The outcome has been splendid zero infection rate so far among the participants, a feat not achieved anywhere else in the world, let alone in India. This response model of handling the COVID-19 pandemic at a community level, along with the guidelines and recommendations for governments, have been recognized and accepted by the United States as well. Now, one of the most important contribution Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is doing is the revival of the temple-based ecosystems, which are now Kailasa de facto spiritual embassies. Now, in the times when COVID-19 is rampant and in the ancient temples are in lockdown because of the risk of widespread corona disease, the devotees of these temples are visiting and having darshan of their gods and goddesses for thousands of years. At all these ancient sacred sentiments have come to an harming halt after the lockdowns have taken place. The religious fervor of the devotees is being lost due to the pandemic. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the Kailasa ecosystem and bringing all the ancient traditions of the online platforms on Kailasa TV, YouTube, and Facebook. Now, let's listen from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism that explains about the science of temples.
TV or dish TV antennas everywhere, connecting invisibility to satellites, doing an incredible function for individuals and for society. My question is, there is and was everywhere temples and deities in this culture. Anybody coming from outside just wonder, is this just sentimental carved stones, worshipping culture, or just artistic sculpture? What is the invisible function of temples, deities?
See, both questions, same answer. That is the reason I wanted to answer both the questions together. Modern day dish TVs, antennas, mobile towers, all of them work in the level of certain frequency where the words, pictures, visuals can be transmitted. See, the verbalization and visualization, names and forms can be transmitted from one place to another place through these mobile towers, dish TV antennas. But the temple towers are created to transmit super consciousness from one place to another place. Please understand, in Meenakshi's time, there was television, conscious television. It used to be in stone slab. And if you just sit in front of that stone TV, meditate, connect with Meenakshi, she will appear live and answer whatever you want. So each of the stone slabs only slowly later on became deities. You can see in our temples this happening. The TVs in which I am appearing and speaking are slowly becoming deities. They are receiving worship. Flowers are offered to it. Aarti is done to it. Incense is given to it. Now, all our temples are planning to have a separate throne for this TV. In Los Angeles, already I am on the throne. The TV is in the throne. The TV, in which people are seeing me, have already become deity. Same way, please understand, the stones through which people were able to connect with the super consciousness have become deities. Same way, all our temples, deities, everything is a connecting mechanism with super consciousness. The mechanism which connects with the super consciousness Please understand, the deities and temples are not just sentimental carved stones, or they are not just artistic sculptures. They are conscious transmitters. They raise you to the superconsciousness. In each house in Vedic tradition, we have a puja room. All the puja rooms are your private conscious airport, are conscious transmission centers. The main temple is the place from where continuous superconsciousness is radiating. So if you just sit and connect with a deep feeling connection, see, in those days human beings were so beautiful and simple. Just remembering the name of the deity is enough. They are already in connection with the deity. That feeling connection. When I read Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, it says, sit in Siddhasana and be in Samadhi. That's all. So the human beings were so simple in those days. Just if you sit in Siddhasana, you are already in Samadhi. If you sit, your mind sits. Now, if you sit, your mind sits. Mind is completely away from the body. In those days, human beings were so simple and intelligent. All the non-mechanical parts of their brain were awakened. It is Western culture which killed the non-mechanical parts of the brain, the functions of the non-mechanical parts of the brain. Please understand, in the Vedic civilization, always human beings were brought up in such a way that non-mechanical parts of the brain was fully alive and awakened. It is a cultural invasion, destroyed the greatest possibility of the human being when the non-mechanical parts of the brain is not functioning anymore. The temples, deities, all these are looking useless. Otherwise, they are a huge conscious infrastructure. Please understand. One example, suddenly, if we find some method to travel just 20 feet above the air, or 30 feet above the air, without petrol or diesel, all our automobiles, roads, everything will become useless. Then you will wonder, why so many automobile industries are established? Why so many cars are produced? Why this huge road waste? I think our ancestors are fools. You don't understand. At one period, it was used. It was being useful. Our temples, our deities, all these are useful if all your non-mechanical parts of the brain is awakened. Unclutching is the process to awaken your non-mechanical parts of the brain. When your non-mechanical parts of the brain is awakened, you will understand temples, deities, how useful they are, how directly useful they are, how they are part of our life, how they enrich our life, and how they make human beings intelligent, enlightened. These are the methods created to create enlightened civilization. These grand temples are not built as an just monument. They are built as a conscious movement. It is not like Egyptian pyramids, monuments. No. It is conscious movement to raise human beings to the highest consciousness. Understand? Unclutch. Use the temples to achieve the highest consciousness.
The Devi has revealed in Akashic readings on various occasions that for saving a life, go to Adi Kailasa, best life is there. Before Corona takes your life away, go to Adi Kailasa and save your life. The soil of Adi Kailasa is Sarva Roga Nivarini, cure for all diseases. For all the diseases in the world, Paramashakti, myself taking the form of Nithyananda as Nija Avatara, walking there barefoot for many years, manifesting all the powers, the very soil was converted into a great medicine that solves all the karmas. Taking the soil of Adi Kailas and mixing it with the water of Navapashana Linga of Vaidya Sarovar, and by applying it, all the pains will vanish. Breaking the attachment to body, it will make you enlightened. Goodness is there. I told the truth. Go to Adi Kailasa. So when the first world countries closed their borders during a massive emergency, Kailasa has opened its doors to all without exception. The various centers that opened are listed. You can see the Adi Kailas in Bangalore and various Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Salem, Tiruvannamalai, Rajapalam, Pattanam, Sitangapadi, and Madurai, Avattipalam, Hosur, and Baroda Adinam in Gujarat, Sripuram Adinam in Hyderabad, and Puduvai Adinam in Pondicherry. Kailasa rushes to aid India as India finds itself on the verge of COVID-19 third wave. The multiple free COVID care centers opened across India. The various social services offered during the pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India. The spiritual services offered during the pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies